Hey, I'll be covering the best sports games split up by sports that are available on Quest 2 updated for 2023. Wii Sports, especially bowling, was one of the most revolutionary games to be ever played. If you enjoyed it, you'll enjoy Forever Bowl as well. It's obviously very tough to simulate the weight of the ball, which you rely on a lot in bowling. If you can get over the limitations of the game, it's a lot of fun. There are other competitions to bowling simulation games on VR, but Forever Bowl offers a more realistic experience overall. There are many smart technical aspects of the game with ball stats for weight and speed and different throwing techniques. One of the best features of Forever Bowl is that you can play thousands of songs on a YouTube-powered jukebox, explore 8 immersive lanes, unlock over 115 bowling balls, and play solo, online multiplayer, or even local pass and play with your friends. Now that we just covered a sports game by Forever, I do want to mention the rest of their sports lineup since all of their games are rated high in the space and they also offer a few other games. The first one is Forever Pool. You have 50 custom cues, 5 immersive halls to play in, optional aim assist for anyone learning, 1v1 games in public or private, and of course a YouTube powered jukebox. Next on the Forever list is Forever Darts. Forever Darts provide an easy option to get head-to-head with your friends in a round of virtual darts. It's simple but effective. All skill levels are welcome with easy and medium aim assist to suit your throw. Hard mode offers Darts Pro the most realistic darts experience in VR. Pick from over 65 designs with each uniquely weighted with custom physics that affect different throws and game strategies. Invite your friends and meet up at the Forever Pub where you can each compete in a lane with classic darts worlds such as Count Up and Cricket. The last one on the Forever series is Cornhole. I just want to check. You call it Cornhole, right? I've heard that some people or places call it bags, sack toss, doghouse, and even beanbag toss. Anyways, you have similar features as Forever Pool with more than 50 customizable bags and boards, 5 halls to play in, NPC Cornhole pros to play against, and private and public match multiplayer that you can play either 1v1 or 2v2. These Forever sports games are all great games to play, especially with your friends. Golf Plus speaks for how amazing this game is through their reviews. With over 13,000 ratings at the time of this recording, this app scores 4.8 out of 5 and there's a good reason for that. Golf Plus will be the go-to game when it comes to experiencing realistic golf and its overall experience. Here are some of the features of the game. Get ready. Single and multiplayer support. Different game modes such as match plays, skins, and Stableford. Customizable equipment, advanced statistics including strokes gained data, XP and handicaps, weekly challenges, mini games, YouTube support for watching golf tutorials, playing with friends at Topgolf, 4 unique mini golf courses, and 6 real-world courses from PGA Tour that includes Pebble Beach, Pinehurst No. 2, and TPC Scottsdale as DLCs. I honestly think this game has it all, so all you golf fans out there, go ahead and give this game a shot. Shifting gears from actual golf to mini golf, Walkabout Mini Golf is the best game available for the complete mini golf experience. Very similar to golf, mini golf is one of those sports that translates very smoothly into VR. I don't think I'm out of line when I say this, but Walkabout Mini Golf brings a mini golf experience better than in real life, and I personally have the most hours played on this game out of all VR games. You have access to 8 unique 18-hole courses to master, collect over 188 custom balls hidden throughout, and you can play solo, 1v1 online quick match, or create a private room with up to 8 of your friends. The controls and the physics of the games are smooth and realistic, and the game is just simply addicting. After you master the courses, you have even more access through additional DLC packs and night mode for all courses, which just multiplies the difficulty. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this game has a 4.9 rating out of 5 on the Quest App Store. For this next one, I'm gonna ask Google something because I know I'm gonna get something in the comments section. Is chess a sport? Well, it says the International Olympic Committee considers chess to be a sport. Well, that's good enough for me. Chess Club is a multiplayer pick from the Quest App Store and lets you play chess against your friends, AI, or someone out there in the world in a public match. You can play in a casual or rated match, different time rules, and helpful features like tracking your move history and full hand tracking support. The game developers also have stated that they're working on a chess school, tournaments, and a spectator feature to watch pro player matches in the coming updates. The next one is for rock climbing and bouldering fans. The game is called the Climb 2, and even though it doesn't capture the full body physicality of the real sport, it comes pretty close to it. This game is one of the most visually impressive Quest 2 games on the platform and features some stunning environments and climbing courses. The beauty of the game isn't just the graphics. There's also a bit of nuance to climbing mechanics, allowing you to half grip, jump, use zip lines, avoid breakable rocks, and much more. You can explore through mountains, ground peaks, vast caves, and even skyscrapers. Overall, it's a thrilling experience that lets you climb in some situations that you might never want to be in real life. On the harder levels, it can even be a great workout as well. I haven't seen too many choices when it comes to a baseball game in VR, but Totally Baseball takes the win here. Totally Baseball lets you be the pitcher, batter, and the outfielder all in one. The game has a unique teleportation system that lets you switch between positions mid-game so you can get the full baseball experience in VR. You have multiple throwing options, 1v1 multiplayer matchup or free roam options, and customizable characters and outfits. You actually have different options, very high quality options when it comes to VR boxing. The other consideration that I had was Creed Rise to Glory, which has a high rating, but I have to go with the thrill of the fight as it has a higher level rating and I personally enjoy the game as well. This is a boxing simulator that everyone needs to try out. You will fight off against AI opponents that are very similar to a real boxing match. It absolutely feels more of a simulation than a game, so you're encouraged to move around the ring, protect yourself, and strike back when the time is right. I do want to warn you, if you never play this game, you will run out of breath and get sweaty. I also want to note that the game developers have announced a sequel, Throughout the Fight 2, so that is something to look forward to in the future as well. The next game on the list is Racquet NX. The best way to describe this game is Racquetball meets Breakout inside a giant pinball machine. The game is played inside a giant glass dome, the walls of which light up with targets you must destroy with the ball. Surely this game introduces a new form of gameplay made just for VR. The ball you hit isn't an ordinary ball either. You hit it with force and it will slam into the wall, roll across it, bulldozing everything in its path. You use your rocket's tractor beam to pull it back or just line it up for your next shot exactly where you want it. You can either play single player with a campaign and an endless runner or a competitive multiplayer action. Get ready for the best fishing experience in VR. Real VR Fishing is the game for you if you're looking for something that captures the calming joy of just sitting out on the shore or boat with your line in the water and chatting with your friends to your right and left.
What I'm talking about here is you, me, my cousin's boat, an ice cold pitcher of mojitos, and 2 weeks of nothing but fishing.
You can collect catches for your aquarium and visit a range of beautiful settings, plus there is a very large range of difficulty options. When you're just starting out, the game helps you see where the fish are, but you can turn that off for an even more realistic and challenging experience. The game studio continues to add DLCs and new content available, so just when you thought you played through everything, there will be more content available. 11 Table Tennis is really as simple as it sounds. It's table tennis in VR. However, to leave it at that would just be unfair. It's not just table tennis in VR, it's really good table tennis in VR. It also works so well because it feels like the real thing. There is relatively little physics resistance when hitting a ball in table tennis in real life, so a VR translation feels really accurate. The slight vibrations when you hit the ball are all that's needed to make 11 Table Tennis feel so authentic. There's also something special about being able to take your quest anywhere and play against a friend or a random person online with a one-for-one recreation of a table tennis table. This is one of my personal favorites, so if you're ever down to play some table tennis, let me know and let's get a game going. When I uploaded the 2022 version of the video last year, I didn't include first-person tennis on the list as the game was decent, but the physics portion of the game was off, which is one of the most important aspects of a sports sim. With their 4.0 update, I'm happy to include first-person tennis on the list. You have arcade or simulation mode, which is much more realistic now, and you have different ways to move throughout the court, which are through teleport, run in place, or sliding run. Multiplayer for me is fun, but definitely challenging as there are a lot of great tennis players out there. The game developers behind the game are also really active on support and social media, which is something I always appreciate. In terms of basketball, gym class is probably the best route on Quest 2. I have tried other basketball games, but gym class translates the proper basketball game experience as best as possible in VR, which is a similar approach taken by 11 for table tennis. Basketball is a lot harder to pull off properly in VR, but gym class is a solid attempt with good core mechanics and ball physics. You can shoot hoops solo or on a full court, but the main feature of the game is multiplayer, where you can play with up to 8 people across 2 teams. There is support for an audio chat on the court, as well as full body avatars to make players appear more natural. The ball has a good weight to it, which works alongside a smart auto release mechanic for throwing and bouncing. I mainly played the solo mode and haven't played a full online match, nor am I an expert in real life basketball, but it felt like the game struck a nice balance between providing a realistic, true to life experience and necessary adjustments to make everything work in VR. So when it comes to football, I have to bring up 2 different games. And I really did think about only putting in one, but I think that would do more harm than good. The 2 games for football are 2MD VR Football and NFL Pro Era. Each game has a strong point, and starting with 2MD, this game allows you to play different positions such as being the quarterback and once you throw the ball, becoming the receiver. This game is rated higher in the Quest App Store, which is another plus. With that being said, NFL Pro Era is the first fully licensed NFL VR simulation game that lets you experience what it's like to compete as the quarterback of your favorite NFL team. Pro Era does have a few things that are much better than 2MD. It's officially licensed, has better graphics, and is more immersive. The game doesn't have a high of a rating as 2MD, but I can assure you it is still a highly rated game and it is a great experience for the football fans out there. If you enjoyed a sports version of this list, go ahead and check out 50 VR games coming out in 2023, which is on your screen now.